Welcome to your daily update on dividend announcements and company news. Life Insurance Corporation of India will consider recommending a final dividend on the 27th of May. Notably, this company is debt-free. Mahindra & Mahindra Limited has recommended a dividend of Rs 21.10, payable after the 31st of July, with a record date set for the 5th of July, 2024. Vedanta Limited has approved its first interim dividend of Rs 11, with a record date of the 25th of May, 2024. Max Healthcare Institute Limited will consider recommending a final dividend on the 22nd of May. InfoEdge India Limited has recommended a final dividend of Rs 12, with the record date on the 29th of July, 2024. Container Corporation of India Limited declared a final dividend of Rs 2.50. Alkem Laboratories Limited will consider and recommend a final dividend on the 29th of May. Housing and Urban Development Corporation Limited is set to consider a final dividend recommendation on the 24th of May. Data Infrastructure Trust declared a total distribution of Rs 2.3826, payable on or before the 30th of May, with a record date of the 27th of May, 2024. Buyback Limited has recommended a final dividend of Rs 0.50, payable on or before the 6th of September, with a record date of the 5th of July, 2024. Fortis Healthcare Limited will consider recommending a final dividend on the 23rd of May. Endurance Technologies Limited has recommended a dividend of Rs 8.50, payable on or before the 29th of August, with a book closure from the 12th of August to the 23rd of August. Motherson Sumi Wiring India Limited has recommended a dividend of Rs 0.80. Crumpton Graves Consumer Electricals Limited has recommended a final dividend of Rs 3, payable on or after the 29th of July, with a record date of the 10th of July, 2024. Ratnamani Metals and Tubes Limited has recommended a dividend of Rs 14. Triveni Turbine Limited has recommended a final dividend of Rs 1.30. RR Cable Limited will consider and recommend a final dividend on the 28th of May. V-Guard Industries Limited will consider and declare a dividend on the 1st of August, with a record date of the 25th of July, 2024. Ingersoll Rand India Limited will consider and recommend the payment of a final dividend on the 28th of May. Century Plyboards I Limited will consider a dividend recommendation on the 24th of May. Gujarat Mineral Development Corporation Limited will consider a dividend recommendation on the 27th of May. Akzo Nobel India Limited has recommended a final dividend of Rs 25, with a book closure from the 26th of July to the 1st of August. Eclerc Services Limited has recommended a final dividend of Rs 1. Thomas Cook India Limited has recommended a dividend of Rs 0.60, with a record date of the 16th of August, 2024. Infobeam Avenues Limited has recommended a final dividend of Rs 0.05, with the record dates to be announced later. IceJet Heavy Engineering Limited will consider and recommend a dividend on the 29th of May. Ahluwalia Contracts India Limited will recommend a dividend payment on the 29th of May. Prince Pipes and Fittings Limited has recommended a dividend of Rs1. CMS Info Systems Limited has recommended a final dividend of Rs3.25 and is debt-free. The record date is the 28th of May, 2024. Senco Gold Limited will consider and recommend a final dividend on the 23rd of May. Sansera Engineering Limited has recommended a dividend of Rs3. Gabriel India Limited will consider and recommend a final dividend on the 23rd of May. Wonderla Holidays Limited has recommended a final dividend of Rs2.50. Shilpa Medicare Limited will consider a dividend recommendation on the 23rd of May. Aditya Vision Limited will consider a dividend recommendation on the 24th of May. Sharda Motor Industries Limited will consider and recommend a dividend on the 23rd of May. Kawal Kiran Clothing Limited will consider the declaration of a second interim dividend on the 27th of May. Harsha Engineers International Limited has recommended a final dividend of Rs1, with a record date of the 9th of September, 2024. Colt Patel Developers Limited will consider a dividend recommendation on the 24th of May. Steel Strips Wheels Limited will consider and recommend a final dividend on the 23rd of May. Automotive Axles Limited will consider a final dividend recommendation on the 27th of May. Indoco Remedies Limited has recommended a dividend of Rs1.50. Ganesha Ecosphere Limited will consider a dividend recommendation on the 23rd of May. Say Silks Kalamanda Limited will recommend a final dividend on the 24th of May. Rashi Peripherals Limited will consider a final dividend recommendation on the 24th of May. Rupa and Company Limited will consider a dividend recommendation on the 23rd of May. Precision Camshafts Limited will consider recommending a final dividend on the 23rd of May. 63 Moons Technologies Limited may consider and recommend a dividend on the 24th of May. Pix Transmissions Limited will consider a final dividend recommendation on the 24th of May. Indian Hume Pipe Company Limited will pay a dividend of Rs1.50, with a book closure from the 20th of July to the 1st of August. LIC Kastala Limited has declared an interim dividend of Rs3, with a record date of the 31st of May, 2024. Pakana Limited has recommended a dividend of Rs0.60. Best Agrolife Limited will consider and approve a dividend recommendation on the 24th of May. Mangalore Chemicals and Fertilizers Limited will consider and recommend a dividend on the 23rd of May. Century Inca Limited has recommended a dividend of Rs10. Saurashtra Cement Limited will consider a final dividend proposal on the 28th of May. Hiramba Industries Limited will consider and recommend a final dividend on the 27th of May. India Motor Parts and Accessories Limited has approved a dividend of Rs18. payable on or before the 22nd of August. OM Infra Limited will recommend a final dividend on the 23rd of May. Corporate Limited has recommended a dividend of Rs 3. Chairman Lal Sisha Exports Limited will consider and approve a final dividend on the 28th of May. Lincoln Pharmaceuticals Limited has recommended a dividend of Rs 1.80. BK Steel Industries Limited will consider and recommend a dividend on the 30th of May. Ultramarine and Pigments Limited has recommended a dividend of Rs 5. Crest Ventures Limited will consider and recommend a final dividend on the 24th of May. Ildeco Housing and Industries Limited has recommended a final dividend of Rs 8. Capital India Finance Limited will consider a final dividend on the 22nd of May. Stovak Industries Limited has declared an interim dividend of Rs 115, with a record date of the 27th of May, 2024. Bajaj Healthcare Limited will recommend a final dividend on the 24th of May. DMCC Specialty Chemicals Limited will recommend a final dividend on the 23rd of May. Camborne Chemicals Limited will consider the declaration of a dividend on the 25th of May. Cheviot Company Limited will consider and recommend a dividend on the 24th of May. Andhra Petrochemicals Limited will consider a dividend recommendation on the 25th of May. Apex Frozen Foods Limited will consider and recommend a dividend on the 24th of May. Sunshield Chemicals Limited has recommended a dividend payment of Rs 1.20. Shri Pushkar Chemicals and Fertilizers Limited has recommended a dividend of Rs 1.50. AK Capital Services Limited will consider and recommend a final dividend on the 24th of May. Orient Ceratech Limited has recommended a dividend of Rs 0.25. Donier Industries Limited will consider and recommend a final dividend on the 29th of May. Mangalam Industrial Finance Limited will consider and recommend a dividend on the 29th of May. This company is debt-free. Panasonic Energy India Company Limited will consider a dividend recommendation on the 28th of May. Hitachi Corporation Limited has recommended a dividend payment of Rs 1. Ala Fluoride Limited will consider a final dividend recommendation on the 23rd of May. Star Paper Mills Limited will consider a dividend recommendation on the 24th of May. Navkar Urban Structure Limited will consider recommending a final dividend on the 28th of May. Patals Airtemp India Limited will consider a dividend recommendation on the 24th of May. Bambino Agro Industries Limited will recommend a final dividend on the 29th of May. Mitsuchem Plast Limited has recommended a final dividend of Rs 0.20. Senlab Industries Limited will consider and recommend a dividend on the 30th of May. IVP Limited will consider and recommend a dividend on the 23rd of May. Mysore Petrochemicals Limited will consider a dividend recommendation on the 24th of May. National Fittings Limited will consider a dividend recommendation on the 27th of May. Alfred Herbert, India Limited has recommended a dividend payment on the 24th of May. Bombay Cycle and Motor Agency Limited has recommended a final dividend of ₹5. Elixir Capital Limited has recommended a final dividend of ₹1.25. This company is debt-free. Solitaire Machine Tools Limited will consider and recommend a dividend on the 25th of May. KK Shah Hospitals Limited will consider recommending a final dividend on the 28th of May. This company is debt-free. Narendra Properties Limited will recommend a final dividend on the 23rd of May. Jain Example Limited will consider a dividend on the 30th of May. Richfield Financial Services Limited will consider and pay an interim dividend on the 28th of May in a rescheduled meeting. This company is debt-free, with a record date of the 7th of June, 2024. Kaplan Point Laboratories Limited has declared an interim dividend of ₹2.50, with a record date of the 31st of May, 2024. Sangvi Movers Limited has recommended a final dividend of ₹6 and approved a stock split from ₹2 to ₹1. GM Breweries Limited has set a record date for the issue of bonus shares and the ratio of 1:4 on the 25th of May, 2024. Devangir Sugar Company Limited has approved a stock split from ₹10 to ₹1, with a record date of the 31st of May, 2024. Gujarat Toolroom Limited will consider various terms on a rights issue and fix the record date on the 22nd of May. Atal Realtech Limited has approved a rights issue for an aggregate amount up to ₹27 crore. VSF Projects Limited has set the record date for a rights issue at ₹50 in a ratio of 3:2 for about ₹49 crore. The issue period is from the 5th of June to the 13th of June, with a record date of the 24th of May, 2024. KCD Industries India Limited has issued a fourth reminder notice for the payment of first and final call money. This company is debt-free. Aegis Energy Limited has revised the record date for the purpose of demerger to the 22nd of May, 2024. Thank you for tuning in. Stay updated with the latest corporate announcements by subscribing to our channel. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Please thumbs up if you like, subscribe, press the bell icon and never miss an update. Share and comment your thoughts on the comment section. And stay tuned with Corporate Actions India.